Oh dear!
Your call, please.
Operator, I've been dialing Moray Hill 40098 now for the last 3/4 of an hour, and the line is always busy. But I don't see how it could be busy that long. Will you try it for me, please?
Moray Hill 40098. One moment, please.
I don't see how it could be busy all the time. It's my husband's office. He's working late tonight and I'm alone here in the house. My health is very poor and I've been feeling so nervous all day.
Ringing Moray Hill 40098.
Okay, you know the address. At 11 o'clock, the private patrolman goes around to the bar on 2nd Avenue for a beer. Be sure that all of the lights downstairs are out. There should be only one light visible from the street. At 11:15, a subway train crosses the bridge. It makes a noise in case her window is open and she should scream.
Oh, hello! What number is this, please?
Okay, I understand.
Make it quick, as little blood as possible. Our client does not wish to make her suffering long.
A knife. Okay, sir.
Yes, a knife will be okay. And
How awful! How unspeakable!
Your call, please.
Operator, I've just been cut off.
I'm sorry, madam. What number were you calling?
Why? It was supposed to be Moray Hill 40098, but it was not. Somewhere must have crossed. I was caught in the wrong number. And I've just heard the most dreadful thing. A murder. And, operator, you will simply have to retrace that call at once.
I beg your pardon. Madam, I don't quite.
Oh, I know it was a wrong number, and I had no business listening. But these two men, they were cold-blooded fiends, some poor innocent woman who was all alone in a house near a bridge. And we've got to stop them. We've got to.
What number we're calling, madam?
That doesn't matter. It was a wrong number, and you dial it. And we've got to find out what is what immediately.
But, madam,
Oh, why are you so stupid? It looks was obviously a case of some little slip of the finger. I told you to try Moray Hill 40098 for me. You dialed it, but the finger must have slipped. And I was connected with some other number. And I could hear them, but they couldn't hear me. Now I simply play to see why you couldn't make that same mistake again on purpose. Why you could not try to dial Moray Hill 40098 in the same careless sort of way.
Moray Hill 40098. I will try to get it for you, madam.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Moray Hill 40098 is busy.
Operator,
Yes, madam.
you didn't try to get that wrong number at all. I asked explicitly, and all you did was dial correctly.
I'm sorry. What number were you calling?
Can't you, for once, forget what number I was calling and do something specific? Now I want to trace that call. It's my civic duty. To trace that call and to apprehend those dangerous killers. And if you want,
I will connect you with the chief operator.
please.
Quiet, guys. Quiet.
This is the chief operator.
Chief operator, I want you to trace a call. A telephone call, immediately. I don't know where it came from or who was making it. But it's absolutely necessary that it can be tracked down because it was a murder. Yes, a terrible cold-blooded murder of a poor innocent woman tonight at 11:15.
I see.
Can you trace it for me? Can you track down those men?
It depends, madam.
Depends on what?
It depends on whether the call is still going on. If it's a live call, we can trace it on the equipment. If it's been disconnected, we can.
Disconnected?
If the parties stop talking to each other.
Oh, but of course, they must have stopped talking to each other by now. That was at least 5 minutes ago. And they didn't sound like the type of who wouldn't make a long call.
Well, I can try tracing it. Now, what is your name, madam?
Mrs. Stevenson. Mrs. Albert Stevenson. But, listen.
And your telephone number?
Plaza 42295. But if you go on wasting all this time...
And what is your reason for wanting this call trace?
My reason? Well, for the heaven's sake, isn't it obvious? I overheard two men. They're killers. They're planning to murder this woman. It's a matter for this police.
Have you told the police?
No, how could I?
You're making this check into a private call purely as a private individual.
Yes, but meanwhile... My reason? Well, for heaven's sake, isn't it obvious? I overheard two men. They're killers. They're planning to murder this woman. It's a matter for the police.
Have you told the police?
No, how could I?
You're making this check into a private call purely as a private individual.
Yes, but meanwhile...
Well, Mrs. Stevenson, I seriously doubt whether we could make this check for you at this time just on your say-so as a private individual. We'd have to have something more official.
Oh, for heaven's sake! You mean to tell me I can report a murder without getting tied up in all the red tape? Why? It's a perfectly idiotic. Alright, then, I will call the police.
Your call, please.
Your call, please.
The police department, please.
Ring in the police department.
Police department, precinct 43. Duffy speaking. Police department? Oh, this is Mrs. Stevenson. Mrs. Albert Syme Stevenson of 53 North Sultan Place. I'm calling to report a murder. I mean, the murder hasn't been committed yet. I just overheard plans for it over the telephone. Over wrong number that an operator gave me. I've been trying to trace down the call myself, but everybody's so stupid. And I guess, in the end, you're the only person who could do anything.
Yes, Mom.
It was a perfectly definite murder. I heard their plans distinctly. Two men were talking and they were going to murder some woman at 11:15 tonight. She lived in a house near a bridge.
Yes, Mom.
And there was a private patrolman on the street. He was going to go around for a beer on the 2nd Avenue. And there was some third man, a client, who was paying to have this poor man murdered. They were going to take her ring and bracelet and used a knife. Well, it's unnerved me dreadfully. And I'm not well.
I see. When was all this, Ma'am?
About 8 minutes ago. Oh, then you can do something? You do understand?
And what is your name, Mom?
Mrs. Stevenson, Mrs. Albert Stevenson.
And your address?
53 North Sudan Place. That's near a bridge, the Queensboro Bridge, you know? And we have a private patrolman on our street, the 2nd Avenue.
And what was the number you were calling?
Moray Hill 40098. But that was not the number I overheard. I mean, Moray Hill 40098 is my husband's office. He's working late tonight and I was trying to reach him to ask him to come home. And I'm invalid, you know? And it's the midnight up and I hate to be alone. Even though he say I'm perfectly safe as long as I have a telephone right beside my bed.
Well, we'll look into it, Mrs. Stevenson, and see if we can check it with the telephone company.
But the telephone company said they couldn't check the call if the parties had stopped talking. I've been taking care of that.
Oh, yes.
Personally, I feel you ought to do something far more immediate and drastic than just check the call. What good does checking the call do? If they stop talking, By the time you tracked it down, they already had committed the murder.
Well, we'll take care of it, lady. Don't worry.
I'd say the whole thing. Call for a search, a complete and thorough search for the whole city. I'm very near a bridge, and I'm not far from 2nd Avenue. And I know I'd feel a whole lot better if you sent a radio car to this neighborhood at once.
And what makes you think murder's going to be committed in your neighborhood, ma'am?
Oh, I don't know. This coincidence is so horrible. 2nd Avenue, the patrolman, the bridge.
2nd Avenue is a long street, ma'am. And you do happen to know how bridge there are in the city of New York alone. Not to mention Brooklyn's Staten Island, Queens, and the Bronx. And how do you know there is not some little house out on a Staten Island, on some little 2nd Avenue you've heard about? How do you know they were even talking about New York at all?
But I heard a call on New York dialing system.
How do you know it was not a long-distance call you overheard? Telephones are funny things. Look, lady, why don't you look at this way? Supposing you had not broken it on telephone call. Supposing you got husband the way you always do. Would this murder have made any difference to you then?
I suppose not, but it's so unhuman, so cold-blooded.
A lot of murders are committed in this city every day, ma'am. If we could do something to stop them, we would. But a clue of this kind that's so vague is not much more use to us than no clue at all.
But surely,
Unless, of course, you have some reason for thinking this call is funny and that someone may be planning to murder you.
me? Oh, no. I hardly think so. I mean, why should anybody? I'm alone all day and night. I see nobody except my maid Eloise. She's a big 200-pounder. She's too lazy to bring up my breakfast tray, and the only other person is my husband Albert. He's crazy about me, adores me, wait on me, hand and foot. He's certainly left my side since I took sick 12 years ago.
Well then, there's nothing for you to worry about, is there? And now, if you will just leave the rest to us.
But what will you do? It's so late. It's nearly 11 o'clock.
Well, take care of it, lady.
Will you broadcast it all over the city and send out squad and warn your radio cars to watch out, especially in suspicious neighborhood like mine?
Lady, I said we'd take care of it. Just now, I've got a couple of other matters here on my desk that require my immediate.
Oh, idiot. Now, why did I do that? Now we'll think I am a fool. Oh, why doesn't Albert come home? Why doesn't he?
Your call, please.
Operator, for heaven's sake, will you ring that Murray Hill 40098 again? I can't think what keeping him so long.
Ringing Mora Hill 40098. The line is busy. Shall I?
I can't hear it. You don't have to tell me. I know it's busy. Hello, Albert? Hello, hello, hello? Oh, what's the matter with this phone? Hello, hello?
Toot, toot.
Hello? Hello? Oh, for heaven's sake, who is this? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Toot, toot.
Your call, please. Hello? Operator, I don't know what's the matter with this telephone tonight, but it's possibly driving me crazy. I never seen much inefficient, miserable service. Now look, I'm an invalid, and I'm very nervous, and I'm not supposed to be annoyed, but if this keep on much longer,
What seems to the trouble, madam?
well, everything's wrong. The whole world could be murdered, for all people care, and now my phone keeps ringing.
Yes, madam.
ringing and ringing and ringing every 5 seconds or so, and when I pick it up, there's no one there.
I'm sorry, madam. If you will hang up, I will test it for you.
I don't want you to test it for me. I want you to put through the call, whatever it is, at once.
I am afraid that is not possible, madam.
Not possible? And why? May I ask?
The system is automatic, madam. If someone is trying to dial your number, there is no way to check whether the call is coming through the system or not, unless the person who is trying to reach you complains to the particular operator.
Well, of all the stupid, complicated, and meanwhile, I've got to sit here in my bed, suffering every time the phone rings, imagining everything.
I will try to check it for you, madam.
Check it. That's all anybody can do. Of all the stupid, idiotic. Oh, what's the use? Hello? Hello? Stop ringing. Do you hear me? Answer me. What do you want? Do you realize you're driving me crazy? Start starring.
Hello? Is this Plaza 42295?
Yes, this is Plaza 42295.
This is Western Union. I have telegram here for Mrs. Albert Stevenson. Is there anyone there to receive the message?
I am Miss Stevenson.
The telegram is follows. Miss Albert Stevenson, 53 North Sutton Place, New York. Darling, terribly sorry. Tried to get you for last hour, but line busy. Day before Boston, 11 p.m. tonight on urgent business. Back tomorrow afternoon. Keep happy. Love. Signed, Albert.
Oh no!
That is all, madam. Do you wish us to deliver a copy of the message?
No, thank you.
Thank you, madam. Good night.
Good night. No, it isn't true. He cannot do it. Not when he knows I'll be all alone. It's some trick, some fendish. Your call, please. Operator, try that Moray Hill 40098 number for me just once more, please. Ringing Moray Hill 40098. He's gone. Oh, Albert, how could you? Ay, umiiyak pala yan. I can't be alone tonight. I can't. If I'm alone, one more second, I don't care what he say or what the expense is. I'm a sick woman. I'm entitled.
This is information.
I want the telephone number of Hensley Hospital.
Hensley Hospital? Do you have an address, madam?
No, it's somewhere in the 70s. So, it's a very small, private, and exclusive hospital where I had appendix out 2 years ago. Hensley, Henc.
One moment, please.
Please, hurry. And please, what is the time?
I don't know, madam. You may find out time by dialing Meridian 71212.
Oh, for heaven's sake, how could you?
The number of Hensley Hospital is Butterfield 70105, madam.
Butterfield 70105?
Hensley Hospital, good evening. Hensley Hospital, good evening.
Nurses Registry?
Who was it you wish to speak to? Please.
I want the nurses registry at once. I want a trained nurse. I want to hire her immediately for the night.
I see. And what is the nature of the case, madam?
Nerves. I am very nervous. I need soothing and some companionship. My husband is away and I'm...
Have you been recommended to us by any doctor in particular, madam?
No, but I really don't see why all this cateching is necessary. I want a trained nurse. I was a patient in your hospital 2 years ago, and after all, I do expect to pay this person.
We quite understand that, madam, but registered nurses are very secret just now. And our superintendent has asked us to send people out only on cases where the physicians in charge feels it is absolute necessary.
Well, is it absolutely necessary? I'm a sick woman. I'm very upset. Very. I'm alone in this house and I'm invalid. And tonight, I overheard a telephone conversation that upset me dreadfully. About a murder. A poor woman who was going to be murdered at 11:15 tonight. In fact, if someone does not come at once, I'm afraid I'll go out with my mind.
I see. Well, I speak to Miss Phillips as soon as she come in. And what is your name, madam?
Miss Phillips. And when... Oh, my clock has stopped. I thought it was running down. What time it is?
Just 14 minutes past 11.
What's that?
What was what, madam?
That clicked just now in my own telephone. I thought someone had left the receiver of the hook of the extension phone downstairs.
I didn't hear it, madam. Now about this.
But I did. There's someone in this house, someone downstairs in the kitchen, and they're listening to me now. There. Your call, please. Operator, I'm in a desperate trouble. I cannot hear you, madam. Please speak louder. I don't care. There's someone listening. Can you hear me now? Your call, please. What number are you calling, madam? You've got to hear me. Oh, please. You've got to help me. There's someone in this house. Someone is going to murder me. And you've got to get in with the... Oh, let me see. Please put it down. Please put down the extension. He's coming. He's coming upstairs. Give me...
Ringing the police department.
Police Department, Precinct 43. Duffy speaking. Police Department, Duffy speaking.
Sorry, wrong number.
the police telephone. Char.